Welcome to Hallyu Cafe. Come in and let's have a chat. 여러분, 안녕하세요, Nikki입니다. Hi everyone, it's Nikki. I've realized that last week I started off talking about fandoms, talking about the crazy ones first, the sasaengs. But this week I kind of want to focus more on the good side of the K-pop fandoms, especially. I'm going to talk about a little bit about, what the composition is and how I feel fandoms are in the K-pop world. And I want to compare it to Western artists and how I see how they are here in the US. What the differences are between Western artist fandoms and in K-pop idol fandoms. And then kind of my experience of the fandom I am in. And yeah, let's just get started. How about that? So with Western artists, of course, you have your fandom and your fan base that follows the artist. But I don't really think that those fandoms have specific names. Or at least I don't remember at all ever being in fandom and knowing that, this fandom is called so-and-so. Like when I was a kid, it was Backstreet Boys. I don't think we had a name for our fandom. But with K-pop idols, their fandoms have names. So for example, NCT are NCitizens, NCT Zen. Then GOT7's fandom name is I Got7. Psy's fandom is Psycho. Beast's fandom is Beauty. So you see it kind of plays off the band's name and then gives the fandom a name based on, the group. Like BTS, Bangtan, is A.R.M.Y, which stands for Adorable Representative MC for Youth. And I think that's having a name for your group makes it very, very special. It makes it even more meaningful because you found that group of common interest, which is so important, I think, especially when you're younger, to have a group that you can relate to and talk about stuff without having to explain yourself, or where they don't feel like you're weird because you like something, which has been for me like this since I lived in Korea. Because I like K-pop, I was the weird one. I was the odd one out. But having a fandom now, or actually being really active within the fandom, completely changed my world in a way. So having a name I don't know, it just makes it even more special being part of that group or being part of that fandom. So I don't know. I really don't think Western artists have that. And I also want to preface this with, I am not going to bash Western artists because I still listen to Western artists. Not nearly as much as I listen to K-pop. But I know there are especially younger fans and newer fans to groups like to bash either Western artists, Western music, or other groups. It's called fan wars or fandom wars. I don't know if I'm going to get into this in this podcast, but I definitely want to talk about fandom wars a little bit and my feelings about it. But again, stay tuned for another episode on that. Yeah, and in the K-pop world, once you're debuted longer, you also get something called, what we here in the US call it light sticks, but in Korea they're called bongs, cheering bongs, and which are basically like not lanterns, but flashlights and different looks. So EXO's light stick is a stick and it says EXO. It has the sign for EXO. Then NCT just got theirs, which I pre-ordered. And it is, I'm going to say it how everyone says it. It looks like Thor's hammer or like a Minecraft block of grass. And it says NCT in lime green on it, which is the group's color. Every idol group has their own fan colors as well, or the group colors. So it's just really fun to have something that's meaningful and that represents you and your group. For another example is Big Bang's. Big Bang has a crown light stick. It's a black stick, but it has a yellow crown on it. It looks really pretty. And the cool thing about these light sticks is once you go to a concert or an event, like the Dream concert, just for example, to throw that out there. On the event, you see all these light sticks when your group plays. You see all these light sticks waving in the group color. And I know for the artists, it's extremely meaningful to see so much support from their fans. But then also it gives you a sense of belonging. You have all these colors that represent the group you're in, the fandom you're in, and it makes you one. You're a one within that group. And I really, really like that. And I know Western artists don't have light sticks like that. But I think it's a really, really cool thing to have. I know, of course, it comes business related too, because it's merchandise. Fans are going to buy this because they're going to go to concerts and they're going to wave their light sticks. So for entertainment companies, it's money, But that's also the difference within K-pop and Western artists. K-pop groups or entertainment groups want money. I think every artist wants money. Money rules the world pretty much. But also, K-pop artists are way more, I don't want to say way more fan-oriented, but more connected with their fans. They have fan meetings, fan parties, a lot of Twitter updates or Instagram or VLive, or also called VAP, where it's like live broadcasting. It's stuff like that. They're always in touch with their fans, which I think is amazing. Whereas Western artists, yes, they have Twitter, yes, they have Instagram, but where is that connection between the fandom and the artists? It's always like, oh, look what I'm doing, but it's never directed at the fan itself, really. I'm not saying it's everybody here in the Western world, but I'm just saying it's a very, very big difference that I see between the K-pop world and the Western artist world. I think it also has to do with it because K-pop artists start so young. They train so young. They enter the entertainment company at a very young age most of the time. Train for many years. Are rookie standing or trainee standing where people already start to follow them, like SM rookies, which now NCT is. And the fans kind of grow with them and see them change. And it creates a bond between the fan and the idol to see them grow and you as a fan supporting them grow. And K-pop idols, in my eyes, it could be different. It probably is, but in my eyes, seem so much more genuine and truly, truly thankful for the support of the fans. Whereas in Western worlds, it's, again, just money. Not saying all, but money also runs different within the K-pop world. K-pop idols don't get money like Western artists do because of the whole entertainment company thing. But that's just my experience that K-pop idols seem so much more thankful, genuinely thankful, and want the support of their fans and genuinely thank their fans. And I kind of wish Western artists would have that kind of a relationship with their fans. I'm not saying to the point of where sasaengs come in, the crazy fans, and you let them into your house. That's not what I'm talking about. But just a genuine connection of you support me, but I as an idol will also support you. I got your back. And I am here for you. While they may not be able to talk to you personally because, safety issues and whatnot. A lot of times as a whole, they make videos for their fans and say, hey, if you have a difficult time, hold your chin up high. We're here for you. Their music is there to support you in a way. That's their thank you for you. And it's really amazing to see that. To have a group of idols, artists, that are supportive of their fans as much as the fans are supportive of them. Now, I've mentioned it before, I'm an N-citizen. I am a big fan of NCT. And thanks to that fandom, I found very amazing friends that I don't think I would have met otherwise. Friends that have similar struggles, stuff like that. And on fan boards or whatnot, we're supportive of each other. We're calling each other a family. I'm older than a lot of them. I have to say that. I am older than a lot of them. So I come in as the motherly role where they vent about something or they're sad or something happened. We as a group comfort that person because they're going through a hard time, which again, I'm not saying that it's not like that for Western artist fandoms. But I've just realized that within the NCT fandom and probably with A.R.M.Y and XOLs, they are like that because it's a family. We're a group that supports another group, but we're in this together. And that's really, really great. There have been times where we were talking and then all of a sudden someone just said, oh, doesn't this happen? And we stopped messing around and being silly and supported that person and helped that person feel better. That's what it is about. You can't go through life alone. End of story. You just can't. It's harder to do it on your own. And yes, maybe these people live in other countries. That's the great thing about the internet. You can still support that person struggling in another country. You can still build them up. You can still have their back. And with NCT, again, it's Neo got your back, meaning NCT has your back. So us and citizens have their back, but we also have each other's backs. And I bet with you that Beast fandom, BTS fandom, Psy's fandom, Red Velvet, everyone, their fandom is the same way. And I think that's something really, really important. And I like that about the K-pop side, the K-pop world, the K-pop fandom. I absolutely love, also, yes, I have to mention that, being from different countries and not in Korea, international fans, it automatically adds a bond to you. You bond because you are in different countries. You don't get to see your group as much as, let's say, Korean fans, because you cannot just fly over to Korea whenever there's a concert, because tickets are expensive and flight tickets are expensive. So you create that bond because you're waiting for them to come to your country. So you're all kind of, saying, hey, I wish they would come to my country. And then someone else from a different country says, yes, me too. It's just an instant. There is no explanation of where you come from. It doesn't really matter, actually, where you come from. You're a fan. You're one of us. But it's just one. It just really shows how well. I'm also not saying that it's always fun and games, in a fandom. There will be times where you disagree or someone misunderstands something and all hell breaks loose. But you work through it. Like a family, you work through this. You try to understand each other's cultures, each other's thoughts, ideas, opinions. You work through it. And like I said, I've had Western artist fandom. I've been in them, but I've never experienced that much of a bond or unity in a fandom than I have with now NCT. Yes, I keep thinking back when I was a kid and Backstreet Boys and whatnot, and you have all posters and yes, you won and you liked them together, but it was still different. It wasn't quite like that. And of course, we didn't have a name. And even as I got older, Green Day. I don't think Green Day fans have a name. I keep trying to think of, if fans for Western artists have the same kind of a setup like K-pop Idol fans, with their fandom names and fan colors or group colors and light sticks. I know light sticks are definitely not a thing here in the Western world, besides the little ones that you can buy at the dollar store or something, and you break them open and they light up for like a day. It would be great to see something like that happen here with Western artists, but I am not sure if it ever will be. But for the K-pop world, it's really exciting once new light sticks come out. Like Blackpink's light stick was announced, NCT's just came out, SHINee's getting a new one. So it's all exciting. It's like new developments. You grow. You grow with the group that's growing and gaining fans and gaining popularity. It's all one big family. It's really, really interesting to see. And I don't think a lot of people understand that about K-pop. I know there's a lot of people here in the US also that, from what I've seen on boards and, the internet, you can see everything on the internet. There's people that are not a fan of K-pop entering the US. They're absolutely not, which I find ridiculous because Western artists are everywhere. So why can't Korean artists come and enter this world, air quotes? But it's, yes, the fans, the fandom, the family that it creates. It's something special. I think if you're truly interested, you should go check out fan boards. But again, I preface watch out what fan boards you go on to, because there are crazy fan boards. But my main one that I go to is on VAP. And that's where it's like our own little family, of course. There's certain times of night where people come in and just troll you. And sometimes there's people coming from under boards and bash NCT or whatnot. And I have to not apologize, but I want to mention that this happened last night too, where some NCT fans, a really young, new fan, went on the BTS board and said things, like NCT is better, blah, blah, blah. People like me and other older ones went on the BTS board and apologized for that person because that's not what NCT is about. But it goes back into fandom wars, where our artist is better than your artist. No, it's not. You can like your group, I can like my group. We can live happily like that. We have different opinions. Music is a taste, personal taste. You have different tastes than me. It's okay. We don't have to be the same. You don't have to like my group. I don't have to like your group. And it's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to like different things. It's not a bad thing. So to recap, what I want to say is, in the K-pop world, K-pop groups have their own colors, which then have light sticks created that represent that color. Like I said, NCT has a lime green color. I Got 7 is green and white. EXO's color is Cosmic Latte. BTS has silver gray light. And their light stick is like a little bomb, I want to say. It's a bomb on a stick, and it's called the A.R.M.Y bomb. Beast is dark gray. Big Bang usually uses black and, yellow crowns. But it's stuff like that if you see that color, you know which fandom they're from. And it would kind of be cool to see on Western events. Western artists have separate colors, and then seeing the light sticks in their colors. I think besides just seeing lights from cell phones during concerts, seeing your color, the color you have as a group or as artists waving in a large stadium and just seeing how many people really are would really affect the artist and then change their mindset to being more for, wow, all these people have come to support me. All these people are paying money to support me, buy my merchandise and whatnot. How can I give back to them? Again, I am not saying that Western artists don't do that. I just think it's way more visible with K-pop artists because they're so open with fans. They constantly have something going on. Twitter updates, Instagram, live broadcasts. They're constantly on variety shows. It's way more interactive with the fans. And I kind of wish that interaction would happen more here in the US. Because a lot of times with Western artists, they go to a place, they have a performance and they just run straight in. Whereas a lot of times for K-pop idols, they pose for a picture and then go in. Stuff like that. It's the little things that are different, but that make it a different but great. So I think if you're new to K-pop and you don't know what groups to go to, definitely listen to their music and find a group which music you enjoy. And then take a look in the fandom. Don't just listen to their music, enter to the fandom, because that will change the whole way you think of your group and make it even more special. That's all I kind of want to say on the whole idea of fandoms and idol differences. And you heard my opinion on fandoms. You heard my experience. You can always comment down below and tell me what your experience is with the fandom. Any suggestions, you can comment down below. And I will see you next week. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.